yet today, so...
Alright, so, now that we're officially mostly together, who can tell me what happened last time?
I'll let somebody else do it.
I don't remember...
Who was starting last time before...
Yeah, before we started. Anyway, we're going south, and we decided to go through the perilous rubble in the middle of the continent, I guess.
Yeah.
And we first arrived in the Round Rock Pass. It's like town right before you get to the bad part. We considered for a short while to get a guide, but he was very expensive, so we did not get a guide. Very simple. Yeah. Well, we still got some information out of him that was much cheaper. But we started traveling through it. We met some spiders where they weren't much of a problem. But we got ambushed in the, I guess, dead center of it, where there's a, like, ruined castle by some orcs or half-orcs, I don't quite remember. No. They ran to...
Yeah, and then I think a death worm there, well, because the orcs blew the place up with explosives.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. Where were my notes here?
Anyway, they tried to run.
Actually, orcs or not. And whatever.
It's not that important.
It is.
No, they tried to rob us. We did not comply to their demands. So a fight broke out, and the leader of the orcs thought it was a good idea to use some kind of explosive. This angered the local resident, the Death Worm, which came and I think he killed one of the orcs, like, kind of immediately.
Yeah, I think he just gobbled up one of them.
Yep. And while most of us had the common sense of trying to get away from the Death Worm, Raocow decided to charm it. She was hell-bent on taming it.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Like, for distraction.
Yeah. She did not tame it, but she distracted it a lot.
She did a very good job of distracting.
Yeah, she did the worm and she sang to it and everything. It was quite a thing. Yeah, but we managed to escape, and just basically the travel. There was not much happened after that, except we met some traveling merchants. He was weapons salesmen, and now we're temporarily traveling together.
And I met best vampire.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys are traveling with Hawk, the half-orc weapon salesman, and Roland, his gunslinging bodyguard. And it's early morning. You guys are just waking up, and you guys see Pineapple carrying your cart, flying down, because I forgot to include the cart in your travel last time, so I'm retconning it so that Pineapple and Novel were carrying your cart over the rubble by flying.
That's why I wasn't there.
We're just gonna go with that one. So, yeah, you guys see Novel and Pineapple flying down. They land and drop off your cart. And Hawk and Roland immediately kind of perk up and look at them. Hawk kind of looks toward Velmer and says, "I assume he's with you."
Yes.
Now, Roland is actually going to do something that, surprisingly, we haven't done yet. And he's going to roll perception to see what Nava's gender is.
What?
The rest of you just haven't cared.
And he rolled a 21. So if you'd like to just message me directly, you can.
What did I say in the text message? I did write
You said it was a DC 15 perception check to find it. That was your original character bio.
I'll send it to you in a PM.
Alright.
Did you? Yeah, you did kind of need PM before. I just didn't go down to this. Give me a moment.
Yep.
Wait, why am I not in? Oh.
Well then, that's good to know that Railgo can easily determine the social gender.
Don't
Feels
speak
very low.
until you got your headset, because we cannot hear you.
Yeah, we really just can't hear you.
Yeah.
There we go.
All
Go
right.
out finding my list of messages.
No, that's fair. I imagine famous internet celebrity raocow has left me. So, this gunslinger perks up, and he walks over and kind of leans on the cart and says, "Well, hello, beautiful. How are you?"
I see the other people are there, like, who's this person?
That's just a couple of merchants that merchant and his bodyguard that we met here, and we had a bit of a talk at dinner last night.
I'm so sorry to... I have you at a disadvantage. My name is Roland. I'm a gunslinger that travels as bodyguard for my associate Hawk here. What brings you to this lovely area of the country?
Oh, I'm, okay, I am, I'm just a artifact enthusiast. I travel with, the people you met, north of that crater that I flew above. So have you joined my compatriots down south to Orna, or?
Oh, we're simply stopping in Gaffel, but that's along the way. We'll be planning on following along the whole way up there. I'd love to get to know you
Man, people know when I cast message, right?
better.
They know I cast a spell.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Jesus Christ, what's going on?
Static. Teraunce.
Is that Teraunce putting on his headset?
Well, let's stop.
You know, what I like about the situation is, because we as the party still can't tell what gender Nava is, just from you guys' reaction alone.
That is accurate. Well, no, considering I can't yet reach with my two now, I'll just like, alright, well, I don't dislike the fact that we'll have someone armed to help us fend off any potential bandits and whatnot. I'm sure, we'll be quite safe while we head down south to Gaffel.
He says, I look forward to every step of this journey.
I'm just gonna stay in this wagon.
So, I assume that nobody is doing anything fancy in the 3 days remaining on your journey to Gaffel.
No.
Probably not.
I'm just like, while at a point where I can just have a moment with anyone, I'll just ask if these two newcomers are in the know about our thing.
Nope.
Alright.
We've only told that we went to our own business. You know.
Okay. So my thing does not contradict what you said. Okay, so yeah, what is exactly the alibi you gave them? Just that you were on business, no details?
Precisely.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for this whole journey, this man is hitting on you and being very sleazy about it. He's respecting, like, your personal space, but man, he's being a sleazebag. And day one passes.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to sit around Velmer.
And then day two passes. He's boisterously sharing stories around the campfire in a way that you guys did not see this energy in him before. And even his associate Hawk is starting to like just put his hand in his face every time he starts talking loudly. But you do finally make it to the town of Gaffel.
Yeah, it's just 4 days. It's be worse.
So, yeah, this is a pretty bustling town. It's it's kind of this crossroads for all these different roads from all over the world. And when you guys finally arrive at this small town, or this kind of medium-sized town, Roland says, "Well, my dear, it's been lovely traveling with you. Please do keep yourself safe. And here, take a little gift for me." And he hands you a small box.
Try to be as polite as I can, and I'll say thank you, and I'll just pocket it real quick.
All right, you've got a mysterious box in your pocket now.
Yeah, and once he's gone, I'm gonna check what's in it, but not while he's around.
Keep safe, lovely. And he walks off, and the entire time his associate is grumbling. Like, I can't believe that he's been acting like this the whole time. And yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff in town. It's pretty bustling, but Poplar Pass is kind of the way that you need to go south. And I want anybody who has knowledge of geography or knowledge local to roll that.
Okay. Give me a second.
You know damn well that we only have like knowledge local and that one person with knowledge nature who is never around.
Actually, in this case, knowledge of nature would also get you this information.
Once the dude is gone, I'm just gonna ask Don if he can detect evil on the box.
There we go. Knowledge local. Wow!
You know that Poplar Pass is kind of hard to get through. You don't know any more details than that. You could probably ask around to get some. Don, do you cast Detect Evil on this box?
Yeah, I will.
Well, I don't know if you have a limited casting.
No, it's
He's a paladin. He can do that whenever he wants. Yeah, you don't detect any evil on this box.
Yeah, I think I'll attempt the diplomacy roll to ask around.
Evil doesn't mean safe.
As I said, I think I'll ask around to see if I can see if I can. Oh my! I'm apparently rolling not great today.
Yeah, you start walking around and everybody looks at you, sees that you're a kobold, and keeps walking. They're aggressively ignoring you.
Always
What were you trying to do with
racism
that?
towards kobolds.
What were you trying with that roll?
I'm sorry, what was that one, Mark?
What was he trying with that roll?
Oh, he was trying to ask around about what the difficulties traveling through Poplar Pass are, because he knows that there are some.
Well, obviously, it's just a bunch of poplars.
Well, I'm gonna try to help him out, seeing that he is not really being all that successful at it.
Alright. Alright, yeah, you ask around, you get slightly friendlier responses, and you manage to flag somebody down, and he goes, "Oh yeah, there's just a bunch of fae over there in the woods. It's really confusing to get through, but if you pay them in gems, they really like those gems. They can show you a nice shortcut through.
Mm.
They're a bunch of salesmen at the south gate of town. They can hook you up."
Oh well, I'm used to them. I think we can handle. We can deal with that. Thanks for the information.
You grew up with that kind of people, right?
Yeah. Actually, I figure I might actually have probably some gems too, but I didn't actually bother right there in my network because we didn't get this kind of stuff into character generation.
So you actually the fairies, the pixies that you were raised by, like the fairies and pixies that you grew up with, they like gems, but they weren't super into gems. It seems like whatever he's talking about, they're like, "Give us gems."
Oh. Like, very.
Give us the games or we'll hurt you.
I mean, this guy's already walked away, so you want to run him down and ask him more details from him.
Could do King's Quest 5. Put some honey with some gems on the floor, and next pixie that comes by, we can just grab it.
And free pixie dust.
Yeah.
Go for the cost of the honey.
We should still be a profit.
Probably.
Depending on what the going rate for fairy dust is.
It's a good question. He did just say fae, not necessarily fairies.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Elf dust.
So,
So did you guys want to ask around town more? Did you? It's getting kind of late. Did you guys want to spend the night here? Or did you guys just want to keep heading south?
Like, how late are we talking? Just barely evening or afternoon, or is it really sunset?
The sun is starting to change the color of the sky a little bit.
Like, looking at the size of this is a multiple day journey through this woods.
Yep.
So we should probably start in the morning. Like, that would be...
Yeah. I'm thinking this may be 3 days if we're lucky, but probably 4.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely a morning start.
Yeah, in fact, you look toward the south gate, and it looks like a lot of the these kiosks, which seem to be selling a bunch of gems, like they're just gem kiosks, all near the south gate. They seem to be packing up for the day.
I wonder if they're having a racket together, honestly. Like, Fair's smarter than, like, Animal. Like, they could be complicit in something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I should have asked if the roads are actually, safe, not that there's, weird things going on that we keep going in circles, even though we go straight onwards all the time. That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you do see a nice inn nearby labeled the 100 Hound Inn, and it seems to have a whole bunch of people walking in and out. It seems to be in a tavern. There might be some people in there that you could ask.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you guys head into the 100 Hound Inn, and you see this human female behind the counter who's cleaning this mug that never quite seems to get clean.
Mm-hmm.
And this tavern's kind of packed. It's kind of bustling. It looks like you got merchants from all over the world in these parts. You got like a bunch of Undine merchants in one corner. You got a bunch of human travelers. You even got a little group of goblins at one of the tables. It's just a very motley crew in this town.
Oh man, they let goblins here.
These goblins look astonishingly well behaved for goblins.
This is, kind of a transit town. People go through. I don't think they're really particularly bothered with people who just stay there for like one night.
Yeah.
They're used to all kinds of folk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I guess I'm just gonna talk to the bartenders for lodging and information. I suppose.
All right. Yeah. So you ask the bartender. She says, "Oh yeah, 5 silver a night each, and you can have a room. We only got big rooms left, so you'd have to all sleep together. But you all get separate beds."
Oh, we're used to sleeping together, on the way, all that stuff.
Yeah, it happens. I get a lot of travelers through here. What was your other question?
Yeah, so we're going through Poplar Pass, and I just wanted to know more about the path through. We've heard that there's Fae on the way, but, what kind of other things is there going on in there? Just wondering about that.
You lot are merchants, are you?
We've got business in Orne, and we are, not for trade, but, yes.
Alright. So, here's the deal with Poplar Pass. There's a bunch of fear. I don't know if you know about fear. I'm mispronouncing it probably. It's spelled F-Y-R. They're like goat people. They're real short. But they love their gems. And getting through Poplar Pass, it's kind of a windy, messy road.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring a gem to them that they like, they'll give you a shortcut that somehow basically let you get through about a half a day. It's like a 2-day journey otherwise.
That's definitely a lucrative business idea.
I find that super weird. It's Insight, right?
That would be Sense Motive.
Sense Motive, right, that's how it's called, yeah. I don't have it, we'll just do a raw wisdom, I guess.
I'll roll sense motive as well. Hey! I got 24 on sense motive. See if,
You got my good luck.
So, Nava and Don, you guys think that she's it seems like she's telling the truth. There's nothing funky there. Ralgil, you kind of get a little bit of almost distaste from her talk. It seems like she doesn't like the fear that live in the woods, but it seems like she doesn't think that they're like trying to screw anybody over.
Mm.
I mean, I understand when you basically mugging the people visiting your town. You know, that's not really particularly good for business, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I do mention that I do happen to ask to her. Do you not like the fear, or?
Oh, am I that obvious about it? Look, it's just they're clearly just trying to get as much money from these travelers as possible.
Mm-hmm.
These gems that they take, they've just gotten grittier and grittier over the years.
Mm.
Yeah, they just tend to only take the only way that you can guarantee that you're later is if you buy yourself a diamond. Those can get very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just frustrating. They used to be happy with anything you get. They've just gotten greedy over the years.
Mm. Mm-hmm. I suppose we take the long way then? Sorry.
I'm just kind of wondering, kind of looking at Donwitz's reaction to know if he wants to.
Yeah.
He's gonna want to do
Yeah,
something
I think
about
that's
this.
maybe not such good behavior from them. Maybe if we encounter them, could try to convince to ease off a little bit. I mean, it's for their own good, because if they get too greedy, people might think they're better off without the shortcuts and yada yada. You know what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
If we can avoid a confrontation, if it's that simple, fine. But I'm just wondering, okay, if we were to stop this, would the people like us because we removed the big thing, or would they hate us because we'd removed their gem selling scheme?
Well, I'm not telling them to stop that thing, just turn down the price a bit, I mean, helping people get through the woods is all good and everything, but you've got to be sensible when you charge them.
Right. But why? What can we possibly do that will?
Well, as I said, I could just try to talk some sense into them. If it doesn't work, well, too bad, but it's worth a try.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have no opposition to that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else got a take?
No, except for the fact that we probably shouldn't buy a gem and just go through the normal path anyways. Save our money.
I mean,
yeah. See, if they are getting so greedy, they might get vindictive if we go out of our way to not pay them.
If they are that vindictive, we can defend ourselves.
But cutting the time it will take to go through this is something that is valuable for her purpose. Do they charge a gem per person or per group?
Oh, well, if you give them a diamond, they'll let the whole lot of you through. Usually it's per group.
So, I mean,
how important is the size of the Yule? Is that tiny diamond fine, or do they really want big ones?
I mean, these things are
if you give them a big one,
standardized.
they'll let you through a few times. But usually you can get away with just a tiny gem. It depends on the gem, though. If you are crafty enough to convince them, you can get away with something maybe as small as, say, a pair of topaz earrings.
Okay, let's talk about gems. I'm gonna find a space alone. I'm gonna put down the box I was given. I'm gonna leave it a few feet away from me, and I'm gonna open it with Mage Hand. If there's any gem-like things in it, we can just use that.
Alright, you open up the box, and nothing exciting happens.
Okay.
Are you at an angle where you can look into it?
Well, not as I open it, but once it's safely open and nothing happened, I'll go and take a look.
Alright, what you see inside of it is a pistol with 10 bullets.
Oh.
Guns are kind of expensive, aren't they?
Guns are expensive.
Yeah, we got our money problem solved.
Who would give someone a pistol?
Someone who thinks that would win them over?
That, I mean, that is a really expensive thing, though.
I mean, given that it's probably it might even be some sort of not commemorative, but you know how people have guns hanging on their walls and something to for decorations, maybe something like that.
Just in case, just doing a quick detect magic on it.
Alright, you actually do detect some magic.
Alright.
So the gun or the bullets?
Roll me a spellcraft check to see what kind of magic it is.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, that wasn't super hard. This is just a +1 pistol.
Still, like, that's gonna be, like, exponentially more expensive than a normal gun.
I think that's like 3,000 gold.
So a regular pistol is 1,000, and I think +1 is +2,000 to the price.
If that guy was just, like, a bodyguard?
He was a bodyguard for a weapons dealer. That's all you know about him.
Alright. Just give that away. I don't know.
I mean, given that it's a single bodyguard for well, they went to the rubble, right? And single bodyguard is probably very capable and well paid.
I mean, with all that included, like, I'm never gonna be able to use this. I don't think anyone here is able to, right?
Well, we could take feet at next level.
So
I'm very tempted to just take proficiency just for that.
So let me just explain some quick rules for firearms.
Alright.
Each bullet, it costs you 10 gold per powder charge and 1 gold per bullet. Like 1 gold per like the actual lead. Guns have a chance of misfiring, which is why they're so uncommon. Is that if they misfire, they become broken. Gunslingers are very good at fixing their guns mid-combat, but if you roll for a pistol, it's actually a very low misfire chance. It's only if you roll a natural 1. But you can actually damage yourself with that.
So, in other words, it's, like, not really meant to be used by normal people.
However, it does hit against touch AC if you're within the first range increment. Also, they have very high critical bonuses. So if you get a crit with a pistol, it's a ×4 damage.
And
And the range increment is 20 feet, so anything that you shoot within 20 feet, you're shooting against touch AC. So that's a quick, brief rundown on how pistols work.
And even with that, even if we sold that, I'm not sure we could afford a diamond, cause they're really pricey, as I think someone mentioned earlier, and that sort of stuff. And, out of character, I've been looking it up, and yeah, I don't think we can afford 5,000 gold. That's
so that dramatically depends on the size of the diamond. 5,000 gold is a pretty hefty diamond.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at diamond for, like, spellcrafting, it's like, it is not just a diamond. Like, it's, like, diamonds.
It's a diamond worth X amount.
Yeah.
Or diamond dust of X value.
I think a single diamond is I think more in the ballpark of 100 GP. Which is still kind of expensive, but a lot more affordable.
That would be a very tiny...
The best way to find out is to ask those merchants.
I have a question.
Fire away.
So you know how you can use Mage Hand to, like, open containers and whatnot?
Yeah.
Could I use a gun through Mage Hand?
You could not use a gun through Mage Hand.
You just push a lever.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you could be able to do it, but Mage Hand's only for moving objects, not really for...
I moved
There's
the
a
trigger.
separate spell for having a weapon fight alongside you.
Fair. Because in that case, like, just being pragmatic here, I have no intention of shooting anyone, but I'm never gonna be able to use this. We might as well see if we can have enough money from this to get what we need to cross Poplar Pass.
Probably will if we can get a good price for the pistol. We also need to find a buyer for the thing.
That you make a point. But it is a bustling metropolis, right? Well,
Yeah,
maybe not
you could
metropolis,
easily.
but-
This is basically a merchant town. If you can't find somebody to buy a +1 pistol, then I don't know where else you can.
All right.
All right, let's try and let's test the weight here and see if there's anyone that looks would be the type to give us a good price for this.
All right. So are you guys just gonna go out hunting for a shop before dark?
That's my plan.
All right. I'm just gonna speed things up and say you do manage to find a firearm shop, and they're willing to give you 1,500 gold for it.
That's standard.
Do we try and should we haggle with them?
Is there a haggle way?
Alright,
That
let's
was-
do money, I suppose.
Not really.
But I wouldn't anyway. I mean, it's a fair price.
Can I bluff and pretend it's more than a +1?
I assume that you gave it to him for him to investigate and show that it's a +1 pistol, or would you have just asked, "Hey, how much would you?"
Yeah, I would ask first before
Okay.
before giving it.
All right, and he says 1,500 gold, and you're saying, "Well, what if it's a +2 pistol?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. What are you bluffing? How outlandish is your bluff for what this pistol is?
So, I'm trying to.
Okay. Let's actually establish a location here, since you guys
Yeah.
are trying to do more than just sell a gun at this point. So let's say that this is a male dwarf behind the counter in this shop just full of firearms.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh yeah, +1 pistol. I'd buy that for 1,500 gold."
Better
Alright.
question is Don in the room when you try to bluff? Like, to actually scam the guy?
That's
That's
your.
a good question.
That's
Would
your
Don have
fate.
followed?
Yeah. That's your
I mean,
decision.
it's your gun. It's your prerogative what you do with it. I didn't think so.
We can just assume Don's hanging out back at the tavern then.
Yeah. I mean, it's no point for everybody to just hang around just for to get, sell off one item.
Because I'm gonna say, ooh, echo.
Who are we getting echo from here?
Not
No.
me.
Not me.
Bart.
Okay, I think it went away.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Continue.
So Wait, I'm gonna. Okay, I thought I heard myself again. So yeah, I'm going to pretend that the gun is actually used to belong to like a very obscure away from here, but a very powerful gun mage, and that there is it basically to claim that it is more than a +1, and this it is a +2. The mage is long gone, was found while we were excavating looking for treasure, and yeah, we want to exchange it for its actual value.
So one thing you might want to note is that when you look at this gun, this thing looks brand new. This is a fresh +1 gun right off the
It's
press.
magic, of course.
Well, yeah, it's mad. Yeah, magic is what it's keeping it like that. It will
Alright.
always be in perfect order. And look, just as nice as this.
All right, roll me a bluff check.
All right.
I'll help with the bluff. Well, I've actually got a decent bluff, I think.
Are you with her?
How can you help with bluffing?
So how you can help out is you roll the same check, and if you roll 10 or above, then you can grant a +2 to your ally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
28.
that's 28. Okay, so yeah, this guy leans forward. Really? Is that the case? Ah. And he's gonna roll a sense motive. Let's see how well the shopkeeper does. Well, I'll be. All right. Let me take a look at that. I'd like to investigate this fine piece further.
Now, I'll warn you, there are some words on it that is covering part of the magic, unless you are explicitly all really mastering magic detecting ability. You'll be able to see some of it, but some of it might be masked. But still, yeah, take a look.
All right. He pulls out a little eyeglass that he fits into his eye and starts really closely investigating this gun. This is a very nice working order. You two. I suspect that I might be able to sell this for quite a price. What would you say this gun mage was? I want to write this down and make sure I get this right.
Alright, so it is from beyond Calderas, so probably not a whole lot of people will know. His name is Aexanon.
Aexanon. Alright, how do you spell that?
A-E-X...
A-E-X...
N-N-O-N.
N-N-O-N. Alright, that's an interesting name right you got. Alright. I'll give you, how about 2,000 gold for this piece?
Sure.
I just exchange a glance with Regal, if that's enough.
Alright, well, pleasure doing business with you all. Here's your 2,000 gold.
Okay.
Now, I noticed that you also have those bullets with you. I assume you won't be needing those anymore.
No.
Yeah, if you would want to just have them at normal sell price, that's fine. They're just normal bullets.
Alright, that's fine. Then that will be another 55 gold.
Okay.
Right, here you are. So you have 2,055 gold for 10 bullets, and this lovely gun, +1 gun owned by Axonon himself.
Yep.
Here you are.
Pleasure making business with you.
Likewise. Enjoy the rest of your time here in Gaffel.
You're a naughty, whatever you are.
Hey, the chaotic good was okay with this. So that means it was okay.
The neutral good was also okay with that.
It's for the greater good and all that. Alright, yeah, so you
neutral
swindled
did
this
not
guy
care.
out of 500 gold.
They're great, they're good.
And now you offloaded
Shut
this
it.
fancy gun.
Yep.
And you're squatting out a lot more money now.
And yeah, and the idea is that we can just use that to leverage on whatever dying, so we don't have to worry. And passing through the pass should go alright.
Alright. So, 5 silver each to spend the night at the 100 Hound Inn.
You know what? I'll pay for that.
You got this?
Yeah,
Alright,
I got
2 gold to
this.
cover everybody.
So how much does that ends up being?
That's 2 gold total.
Alright.
Man, never being all nouveau riche right now.
And so you guys wake up the next morning, and you start heading south out of town, and there's just a ton of jewelry kiosks with just merchants shouting and holding up gems, trying to convince people to buy them. There's dudes with diamonds, dudes with huge, brilliant sapphires, people with like fancy jade bracelets. There's all sorts of stuff. In fact, there's actually one guy who's kind of off to the side looking a little shady with one of his with one of his kiosks, but the rest of them actually look pretty legit and are shouting loudly to try to get customers to come by.
Mr. Wellhart, I can't increase the volume of everyone else anymore. But I will increase the volume and... Oh, Mr. Wellhart's watching on, YouTube.
Yeah, Teraunce's spam.
Okay. Teraunce, are you familiar with the situation?
Yes, I was paying attention. We were trying to find a diamond and that sort of stuff.
Raocow, how would you like to handle this?
Wait, what? Handling what here? Like,
Handling our viewer on stream.
oh, I mean, I can't really control what's happening on the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just let it by. Like,
Okay.
it's not mine, so I'm not gonna impose anything.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So are you guys just going right for the closest diamond dealer then?
I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of different gems here on sale.
Yeah, like, just, it seems to be a sucker's bet to just go to the nearest one.
You do notice that the kind of shady kiosk off to the side has seemingly a big bowl of what kind of looks like diamonds from a distance here. And it's like a much vaster quantity than any of the other kiosks. But he's also not shouting for people to come over and take a look.
I find that curious.
Does anybody have a praise?
I find that curious. You'd think I would with my background, but I don't.
That's pretty funny, actually. It sounds like the answer is no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna detect magic in his direction.
You don't detect any magic.
And evil? Probably not, but...
You detect that this guy is a little evil.
A little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
How many units of evil?
Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 1 or a 2.
Just average mischief. Not mischief, but, you know, scoundrel.
The fact that he has a ton of stuff, though, but maybe, I don't know. There's no trickery involved. Like, he's obviously running a business, but he's not hollering.
Well, you know, he might not want to draw attention to himself because I don't know what.
You do see him actually take a... You do see somebody walk up, one of the merchants that's wandering around walk up and actually buy one of these gems and walk off.
The person that's walk off, where is it walking off to? So where's the pass? Or?
Toward the pass, yeah.
Okay. So
I'm suspecting what everybody else probably think, but it's probably just, you know, glass and stuff.
Possible, yeah. But like, it's probably that his prices are significantly lower. While still having a good profit. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, jeez.
Maybe he has control of the entire diamond supply, and the other merchants are being forced to buy off him.
That I wouldn't be sitting wasting time. Probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he would gain from that, yeah.
I mean...
we should probably not risk getting a fake diamond or similar, as the fake would probably recognize the real deal.
So, is the pass really under cover of trees?
Yeah, so these woods are very dense. It looks like the canopy probably blots out the sun mostly.
I mean, I could attempt to appraise any gem we find, any gem that he hands over to us, but
Do you want to give that a shot?
I have put a little time into learning that skill, yes.
And just looking, it shouldn't mean that we have to buy it.
Yeah, it's just we're curious.
Alright.
Yeah.
You guys head on over to this little kiosk then?
I suggest not everyone as a group, though.
Alright, so who's
I
going?
hang back.
Yeah, I'll hand back too.
I'm probably going to have to go. I am.
Well, I've got a bit of intelligence for praise, and I've got sense of motive in case he tries to pull some shit, so I might as well go.
I'm hanging back, but Pineapple is going forward.
Okay, so it's Teraunce and Weimar. So Ruggle and Don and Pineapple are all heading forward.
Yep.
All right.
Teraunce, you're having some feedback on your end.
You are getting a little bit, yeah.
Occasionally, not always, which is a bit weird.
It's very inconsistent, yeah. So you guys approach and
there might have been a brief little bit of feedback or something, because I briefly had opened the YouTube stream or whatever, because I've been.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Mystery solved. So, yeah, you guys head forward, and this is a human wearing a brown cloak. He sees you and says, "Hello, can I interest you in some cubic zirconium for your travels?"
Wouldn't know what that is, huh?
You can
Maybe
roll
intelligence.
Yeah, just a roll a raw intelligence roll if you want to see if you know what that is.
All right, I can
No.
hear through my friends.
So Don recognizes the name cubic zirconium, but oh, that's right. You can. Are you listening through Pineapple?
Yeah, I'm listening through Pineapple.
All right. Yeah, you know what it is. It's in case anybody here doesn't know, cubic zirconium is a very famous gem that looks very much like diamond, but is not diamond and is significantly cheaper.
I'm gonna wait to see what people are doing before I do anything, because I'm just gonna assume people know what it is. So, go on for now.
Interesting. Well, what is cubic zirconium?
cubic zirconium is much cheaper as a way to get past the fey of the forest. I can sell you a large cubic zirconium for simply 50 gold, whereas my competitors with proper diamonds will sell you one for 500.
I like his honesty.
With this 50 gold, you can get through the Poplar Pass in very little time, if you have the cleverness to trick the Fae. Oftentimes they can see through such a ruse.
Tricking people is not really my style, but thanks. Well, thanks for the offer.
Hold on a second, though.
Besides, I'm more fond of, colored gems, so I think they look prettier.
That is fair. Good luck in your travels.
Hold on a
Thank you.
Yes, what is it?
Oh, I'm gonna go back with my group and talk to them and try and talk some sense into the paladin.
Very well. We are the cheapest booth here.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised you aren't calling out and telling others of the cheapness of your solution compared to your competitors. Alfred. But okay.
So I assume that you guys all gather back.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I'm just gonna open by saying, so, does the fear want something shiny, or did he explicitly want the gems? Because what he's selling is a fake.
Well, we've been told they've been demanding more and more expensive gems, so I'm thinking it's quite clear that they want the valuable ones. They're not going for the shininess.
If they understand value, they have probably means to know that those rocks he's selling are valueless.
Yeah, and the merchant also said that we'd have to, actually check, so yeah, he was probably insinuating that we'd have to, actively work on fooling these if we actually want to, so probably, magic deception or very good lying,
Right.
Not really my style.
But it's about probably a tenth the cost. Size and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't, we sold a gun for this purpose. I heard that it's 500 gold, what we need. We'll still have plenty left over.
How much did you get for the gun anyway?
A little over 2,000. Like I said, we can't
that's the
afford
magic
it.
vendor for you.
Yeah, make sure not to say that too loudly, because I don't want people to hear, other than us, obviously, but yeah.
Then we should just get the real thing, so we don't risk aggravating them.
Aren't we gonna have to go back through this way again anyways?
Well, we could...
Well, no, we could go through Riddleport.
Yeah, go through Walkwater Pass.
So here's what I'm thinking. I was going to try to talk them down to cut the price a bit anyway, so we might as well try some a cheaper gem, Rubios, Sapphire.
The thing is why would we head back up through Riddleport? We don't have exactly a reason to go back up through Riddleport and a long way round. If you're talking about saving time.
We would have to go back to, Daventry afterwards if we had the artifacts. And,
but we don't have all the artifacts, do we? I don't believe we do.
That's why we're going to Warner. And when we there, we got that artifact, and maybe even find out Wizard and get his stuff if we're lucky. Well, we don't run into him.
Again, the map we have, the next stop after Anna, which I presumably would have headed to from Riddleport if something hadn't happened. If we had wandered off back up to Daventry, is
already done. Wizard already got the staff of mixing. Was the name? I think he killed the Samsaran, so we almost certainly got.
Yeah, we assumed that the wizard got 2 artifacts.
Mm.
We still have the bag. We gave the other thing to Biggerton, and number 5 is an Orna.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and
technically
I think
speaking, once we're done with Orna, we bring
I think it
everything
was
to
nothing,
Biggerton.
right?
And pardon me?
I think the item in honor was nothing or something, right?
Right.
Yeah, and taking this shortcut might be the difference between reaching Arna before the pirate mage or not.
Yeah, like we have no idea what that guy is. That's why I said earlier that I'm all in favor of taking a shortcut through the woods. What happens afterwards? We'll have everything, have all our time. We can take our time and figure out what exactly we want to do.
Okay.
Assuming the wizard doesn't attack us. We'll cross that bridge when
Well,
we
if he
get
does
there.
attack us and we survive, we're probably gonna have his stuff too, so...
You're saying that would be the best possible solution.
Indeed.
I don't want to fight a wizard. That seems scary.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see when we get that to
Yeah,
that point.
well, yeah. So, alright. So, let's get something that's of value that'll... Yeah, let's go for something that would give us enough value, because the inn person said that if you give something expensive enough, they'll let us pass through again. So we could have, like, one way in, one way out after we're done with Arn, if we decide to go out through that pathway again. We can't afford it. So...
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but yeah. We could try to use something cheaper, but then again...
Well, yeah, we'll try to haggle a little bit, but, like, we can do an honest trade with the fur, basically.
Yeah. Of course, haggling would require that we have something cheaper to trade, so we'd have to buy 2 gems instead of 1.
We might, at that point, we might as well just buy the diamond.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
So is that what you guys are gonna do? Are you gonna buy a diamond?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so you walk up to the diamond kiosk that clearly has the super authentic diamonds. He says it'll be 500 gold for one of my fine diamonds. They're guaranteed to get you passage through these woods.
Guaranteed passage both
Or you'll
ways,
run
or
it
just
back.
once?
Oh, just one way. So.
Well, you could buy two of them and then use the other one for the way back.
Is there a discount if you get more than one?
I'm afraid not, sir. I've got to run a business here.
Well, let's just buy one then. I mean, you did mention taking us taking the other path back. We did discuss taking the other path back up to Riddleport afterwards.
I'm thinking about it. There's probably a similar arrangement on the other side of the pass for people who are coming back from Orna.
I mean, what is worse, having to pay for a diamond or having to go through Riddleport?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Riddleport.
Yeah.
Riddleport.
Alright, well, okay, so we'll buy the one, because I'm sure there's a similar scheme going on the other side.
Very well, sir. Good choice. And he hands you a decent. It's a fairly small but decently sized diamond. It's probably about half the size of your thumbnail.
Alright.
Guaranteed to get you passage.
Gonna pocket that up. Remove 500 from my money. Alright. Diamond get. Let's hope that their shortcut works with the wagon.
All right. So do you just head on into the woods now?
Yep.
Alright, so you kind of see just
Well,
this
actually,
line of...
actually, did we spend the night at in whatchamacallit place, or are we leaving
Yes,
as
you
a... Okay.
Yeah, is there anything you wanted to do during that period of time?
No, not particularly.
Okay. Then yeah, you guys start heading into the woods, and you see that there's just kind of a little bit of congestion of all these big carts that have a bunch of merchants that are just kind of lining up to kind of get processed through these woods. And you guys sit in line for a bit, and you make it up to the front. And have any of you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Once. I have.
Think so.
Okay, so there's this goat creature, and I just want you to envision a guy half that dude's size, covered in jewels.
Okay, the goat creature I've seen without seeing
Yeah,
the
so
movie.
the goat creature from Pan's Labyrinth, imagine about halfling size.
Alright.
And imagine like 6 of them, all kind of swarming around your cart. Imagine them just covered in jewels, Mr. T style. That's kind of what is happening here.
They're not very subtle with their scheme, are they?
These goats just surround your cart, and one of them, and they're mumbling in Sylvan to each other, and one of them just kind of walks up and puts his hand out.
Anyone knows Sylvan?
Nope.
Yes, I can.
Alright, yeah, you hear them just mumbling, like, yeah, these guys next. See if you can get a diamond out of these guys.
It sounds like they want a diamond out of us, specific.
Alright, well, that's what we got for, and I pluck out a diamond bought for this purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I show it to them just so I can have a sign of approbation for putting it in their hand.
I know Sylvan too, just FYI.
Yeah, the little goat thing nods its head furiously and puts out its hand even more forward.
I don't want to touch it, so I just kind of let it drop in his palm.
Alright, you drop it in his palm, and he immediately pockets it. And he kind of waves you to follow with his cart. And it waves you into this area in the trees. So these trees are very dense in this area. But it looks like there's kind of these... And what you've been seeing is these carts will go into these like bays of just these small empty pockets in the trees. We'll just load into them, and then the trees will close in behind them. That's what you've been seeing these carts do. So they kind of load you guys into a pocket of tree, and the trees close behind you. And sure enough, the trees kind of form this bubble around, almost entirely sealing off your vision outside of this bubble of trees. And the bubble is moving, and your cart's moving with it. The ground is actually coming with it too, and it's just fascinating to see these plants just grow and sprout and warp around you. But this happens for about an hour or two, and the next thing you know, you're on the other side of this forest.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about our druid following us anymore, because or ranger, because I'm not sure she gives away all her money, so she couldn't afford a diamond.
Yeah, you guys are clearly just on the other side of this forest already. It's just been a couple of hours.
Well, I suppose I would have struck up a conversation with Theo on the raid then.
They load you into this bubble, and it's sealed off, and you don't see them anymore.
Oh.
So we're just kind of alone in this tree subway.
Alone in this pocket of tree. And you get spat out the other side.
Trees chugging you through.
Well, all that distance in one day is actually quite convenient.
That is pretty great, yeah.
That is definitely worth money. Probably not the cost of an entire diamond, but yeah, that's worth paying for at the very least.
It is maybe a rip-off, but they were honest in their business.
And it was as described. We did get a very proper shortcut.
I would still have liked to tell them to maybe cut the price a bit, even for their own sake, because people get vindictive and jealous, especially when they have all that bling carrying around.
Well, what you do notice is that on this side there's actually a bunch of merchant carts and even kiosks selling gems here too, going the other way.
Or they're like
this line of carts being processed by some more of these fear there.
So would Don have a chance to go and try and?
Yeah.
I mean, they seem busy, but you could probably snag one and talk to it.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Nice. So you just walk over and try to chat with it, and it looks up at you as you approach, and it says, "Sylvan."
Sylvan, yeah. I'll speak to Bill.
Okay. What can I help you with?
Yeah, just thinking it's a really nice business you got going here. We've got in what, 1 hour? That's pretty worth the money. Except I've got a bit. I'm a bit worried because it's kind of expensive, don't you think?
Oh, we're providing a very good service. You see, these merchants just simply pass on the prices to the people who are requesting the deliveries if they would like them quicker. It's simply an overhead charge for faster delivery.
Yeah, I get that, but I've heard people get kind of annoyed about it, and you know how they can get people can get vindictive, especially because you're kind of bottlenecking the only passage through the mountains here, and and I've seen that you've been wearing all your gems around, and people get also especially jealous when they're gonna feel like you're stealing all their money. So you know, just for your own good, maybe cut down the price. I'm not trying to impose on you, but this looks like it could have a really bad direction along the way.
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Entirely off the topic, I really like how appropriate the slight echoing from Teraunce was at that moment.
But it is getting real distractive.
There should be no echo, unless it's because...
There is a lot of it, dude.
It comes in spurts, and I'm guessing it's when you have the stream open.
I don't actually have the stream open. All I've got is the Discord app open.
You should consider using push to talk.
Yeah, right now. Are you using the headphones or the speakers? Because the feedback from your speakers actually can reach the microphone.
I'm using headphones.
Even then, that doesn't.
Then it's weird.
Like even headphones can be strong enough to cause feedback. Because this whole section sounded like we were in an auditorium, and
I think it's a stupid. I think it's whoever's playing stupid music in the thing.
No, it's your circle that's glowing green, Teraunce.
My circle's not showing a screen.
Is not stupid.
Wow.
Yeah, it can't be Mio because he's also getting feedback.
Like, you're the only one that hears the feedback, which kind of means you're the one causing it.
I'm not hearing feedback at all.
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yell, yay!
Because you don't hear it is probably because you are the cause. Because the one that caused the feedback will not hear it.
And besides, whenever anybody talks, you light up along with them right at the moment when their voice peaks up.
Really,
Yeah,
I think if you just turn up your mic threshold a little bit, you'll be fine. Anyways, so you do actually talk with these guys, and you give like this real heartfelt speech to this guy, like, please, for your own sake, lower those prices, and he looks at you up and down. He gives you this weird, like, one eyebrow up kind of look, and you see him pause and think about it for a second. But then he waves his hand and goes, pfft, and walks off.
You tried.
I tried. It's all up to them now.
You'll be warned when you come back with a vengeance. I mean, I'm not interfering, they're just doing business.
So, you guys are looking at the road ahead of you, and it's much more plains, but you're clearly past this mountain range.
So we're looking at like 2 days worth of travel into Lorna?
I mean, it's still pretty early in the morning. You might be able to get there if you go pretty late. You'll probably get there in 2 days.
Alright, well, let's go for it.
Alright, so you guys travel the rest of the night, and then you travel another long day. You wake up early, you make sure you travel late, and you end up in the city of Orna.
Did it!
Hi has arrived.
So if you will look at this art on your right here, this is what the city of Orna looks like. What you guys know about the city of Orna, you don't even need to roll a knowledge local history check to know this, is that it's mostly inhabited by elves and gnomes.
This is a really fancy place.
The elves tend to live in the upper part, and it's a big port city too. And the gnomes tend to live underground, and there's a lot less of this port trade going on down there because it's underground. So this is kind of what the city of Orna looks like. However, it is late at night when you guys arrive.
Now, we were told, too, that dude might not... Well, would live in, like, the most flashiest, stand-outingest place, right?
Yeah, you were told that he'd be in a very bustling place.
So that will give us at least something to look for once we...
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, if it's night, we should probably go sleep somewhere. I guess.
Right. So I'm just gonna hand wave and say you guys spend the night at another inn. It's gonna be another 5 silver each.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cover it. Because it's easier for the math. Because it's just 2 gold for me.
And
I
then
think
in the
I got the
morning,
composite sketch.
it's a beautiful day in the city of Orna. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. You hear the sounds of bells from the ships coming in. But you suspect that the gnome that you're looking for probably lives in the gnomish areas, which are underground.
Mm-hmm.
Last time we split up and I got beat up by a skeleton, so I'm singing with everyone.
To be fair, that was in rhythm.
Yeah, but look.
It still makes sense.
Yeah.
Testing.
Especially if we think we need to go underground, flying around won't be very helpful.
Yeah.
And who knows, instead of alley skeletons, they maybe have alley zombies.
Thinking, since this is the place, like, this is the guy who would be able to repair the golem, so I'm gonna bring it with us.
Alright. Are you guys just gonna leave, like, your cart at the inn?
I'm assuming we got stables.
Yeah, you can just leave your stuff at the stable.
Yeah.
Just take all your adventuring equipment with you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so where are you guys headed?
To the gnomish area. There's probably some entrance to the underground.
Yeah, you actually find a nearby sign written in Gnomish that seems to lead downward into the ground. It's a big staircase that leads just straight downward.
So it's just
Sign
flat out.
probably says "Do not enter."
There's not, like, written in common underneath or something.
It's just written in Gnomish.
Alright, well, I can't read these signs, so I'm gonna trust y'all.
And also, to the comment of me not being able to hear feedback, I am hearing feedback.
I wasn't hearing any feedback at all there.
I wasn't either. That's unusual. Either way, I'm not hearing any feedback now, so we'll address it if it comes up again. So, yeah, you guys see the sign. It's actually right pretty close to your inn. The inn that you stayed at is pretty, like, toward the center of town.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you've got this big old sign in Gnomish that seems to point downward down the staircase, and you just see a whole bunch of gnomes coming out of and going down into the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gnome-sized stuff, or is it something a medium-sized person can still walk in?
It's something
okay?
a medium-sized person can still walk through, but you're gonna be a little uncomfortable.
Alright.
It's like the ceilings are like exactly 6 feet high.
Okay.
So it's nothing unmanageable for like medium-sized creatures, but it's gonna be uncomfortable for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys head down the staircase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys head down the staircase, and it winds downward a little bit, and then it kind of opens up into this big hallway, and it kind of leads you to this big. Basically, there's a big crowd of gnomes waiting on the edge of this platform. It looks like kind of a little cliff, except it doesn't go down very far. and then there's a wall on the other side that's only like 4 or 5 feet away. And you see some weird, a weird brightly colored sign too. And let me reveal that to you. Be on your left here. Come on, real area, please. Come on, roll 20. There we go.
Oh man.
So you guys see this, and each of these black dots has words in Gnomish written next to it, but you guys don't understand it because none of you speak Gnomish.
Nope.
But I have played Mini Metro, so I can read this perfectly.
Yeah, listen, we can, but... Oh. So, no one can read
Where
now?
are we, then? Probably in the middle.
Well, I have my spell, like, so I use it, so I can at least read this.
So, here's where things get a little fun. So you cast
Comprehend language.
Comprehend languages. So suddenly, see that?
Oh boy.
Q.
Bob.
Q. Now somebody's having a laugh.
So you see this, and you can immediately piece together that from the signs around you, which you can also read at the moment, that you are at historic Rip-Hip protest, which is this stop.
What's
This. Looking for a store. Oh, there it is.
To
I
the left,
found
to
it.
right, on the left.
Yeah. There, right.
there.
But we don't know where we need to go.
Wonderland sounds like a place that guy would be.
I
But
just
that's
get.
only, like, we can't see this. It's only Velmer, right?
Only Velmer can read this.
Yeah, but I started like just taking them one by one. First along the blue line, then the red line. Just point at them and say the names, just because.
All right.
Although, why would someone name a stop Bob?
You know, it's Bob.
It's just one house, and it's a guy named Bob who lives there.
And I'm trying to remember anything we know about the guy. Any hint?
There are just swarms of gnomes around.
I'm curious about the Q. Is that a Zero Escape reference?
Look, man, I have to come up with a lot of names.
So Wonderland, Crystal City. What else? What sounds like Walkway, Boulevard, maybe. Wormship Heights.
Bit on the nose.
Some of these are real metro stops on real metro systems.
Like 1/16th.
I mean, yes.
There's several market streets, so it's probably
That's
just...
the Gnome District marked on the southeast, so maybe we should head there first.
Because isn't everything downstairs kind of Gnome District?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking as well. Maybe that's the more living quarters. Maybe.
Maybe. Historic
Maybe.
District might be where a posh rich guy hangs out, I guess.
But that's not really... what was it again? Fancy? Gaudy? I forgot the word that was used to describe.
Something like Crystal City, maybe?
Yeah, that's all I was thinking.
So you do remember that you were told this guy likes to hang out where a lot of people are.
So
very
let's head
popular area.
towards Nantown first. Nantown is really central and
But I'm sure dude is a known guy, right? Like, is there like an information kiosk or anything around here?
There's no information kiosk.
Let's just head to the center. We can ask people on the way.
All right.
Like, I still got the composite sketch, so...
Yeah, no, the composite sketch is going to be very useful, I think. Yeah, just like...
Also, what does the runes mean?
There's no indication of what these runes mean.
Okay.
I actually have no idea what languages my character knows. I can't find that list on the thing. Oh, never mind. I just found it. Okay.
Are there any guard-like guys?
No. Just a bunch of gnomes.
I like to imagine like the British palace guards, like these weird hats, so just a bunch of gnomes with two hats just as tall as reaching all the way to the roof.
Because yeah, it's a shot in the dark. There's a few plausible areas, but we know nothing about the city.
Oh yeah, the Nantan sounds like basically the place it started at.
Alright.
Yeah, because it's so central, there has got to be a lot there.
There's one station that has there's a couple of stations that don't have names. I just noticed between brown, red, and green, and brown, green, and yellow. Just noticed.
Secret stop.
Anyway, yeah. There's an airport.
That one doesn't have a
Name.
Maybe there's not actually. It's just like a place where the rails cross.
Maybe.
That would make sense because they map.
Actually,
follow the
one of
green
these
red.
is actually supposed to have a label. I apologize. Hold on. Oh.
Some of these are pretty funny.
I had a lot of fun putting this together. There. That one has a name.
Charles Late Fish.
Also, there's an airport. I'm gonna assume it's gonna have airships.
Oh man.
Which is pretty rad.
Underground.
Well, it's probably an exit.
Yeah, it's just a station, and from there you take stairs or an elevator, and then you're at a place that could have airships. That's pretty rad.
It's a video hangar underground. Anyway, yeah.
Alright, where you all want to try first?
Yeah, to the middle, to the center.
Alright.
Just a quick question. Don, are you actually like sketching this all down?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so this is gonna take a while. Are you writing down all the names too? Because comprehend languages does last a while.
I'm just gonna write down the. Does last a while.
Yeah, it lasts 10 minutes per level, so.
Yes,
good
that's
for a little less
definitely long enough. Gonna start with the big stations and then work my way to the smaller ones.
All right. So as you're writing this down, you actually see these big old trains come into the station, and then head off. And you see that a few times, and they're coming in opposite directions as you're writing this down. Probably coming about every 5 minutes or so.
Anyone at all ever stopping to look at us?
I mean, occasionally people will look up at you as they're walking by.
Well, they could
But
probably
these gnomes seem pretty busy.
Alright.
They already know where they're going. We are just stupid tourists.
I guess. We're business tourists.
Kind of.
So, do we know which direction the train we have to go? Not that we have lost our sense of direction around the ground.
There is a megaphone blaring the voice of some gnomes, potentially, say, the conductor of the train, whenever a train stops, and it seems to be shouting something in garbled gnomish, which means that, sure enough, Velmer can actually understand it barely, but man, it's hard to hear these guys. It's hearing stuff like
Oh, yeah, that's about right how it usually sounds.
Makes sense. So I guess we've got a map and a way.
Yeah, so you've got everything copied down, and
You've got a map.
Next we need a compass.
Yeah, that's when we know where we have to go.
And where we are.
And we're the final bosses.
there any ticket booths or something of the like?
No ticket booths. It looks like you can just walk on this train.
Oh.
Man, Bernie had an impact on this place. Free public service. You know?
It's magic. I guess it's cheap enough to operate.
So, let's get on the next train heading towards Nantown then?
At the middle of it all.
Yeah.
If there's going to be any information booth, it would be on Nan. I think it's in the middle.
Alright. So, yeah,
And my comrade language probably won't last that much longer, so we should count how many stations we go so that we know where to get off.
So in three stations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, sure enough, you guys hear... So you guys hear Verbeline heading to Armap Institute on this next train.
That's a red one. That's good.
Alright. I feel like if these characters encountered this for real, it'd be way more confusing. Kinda have an advantage here.
Yeah. Especially for the big folk.
Alright, so are you guys hopping on this
Speaking
train?
of which, are the trains normal size?
They're kind of small. You're gonna be a little cramped.
Is the golem gonna be a problem?
I mean, he's kind of like crumpled up a little, I assume. Like his legs
Right.
are folded up, I imagine. So not any more than, say, a very large backpack.
Yeah, so people are just gonna be mad that I take up the room of 3 people.
Yeah, you guys are definitely gonna be crowding a little bit here.
Well, it's Big City. They should be used to this.
All right, so you guys hop on.
Yep.
All right, so you guys hop on, and then immediately there is a rush of gnomes out of this train.
Oh yeah, well of course let people out first.
Right.
It's common courtesy.
Now everybody, that is a combat maneuver bonus check of 17. Everybody who does not have a combat maneuver defense of at least 17 gets thrown off this train in this swarm of gnomes. So, who does that include?
I get me and Pineapple get pushed away. No, not Pineapple. I do, but not Pineapple.
Pineapple.
So actually, Nav, I'll let you roll a reflex check for this to see if you can grab onto Pineapple for anchoring.
Alright, let's see here. Reflex. Oh yeah, now that with my level 4, if Pineapple's next to me, I get +2 on all checks.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, we're good. What's your combat maneuver defense then with that?
Oh, but it's on my checks though, so it's on my saves, so I still need to roll. But it's just that I roll better.
Combat maneuver defense you don't roll. It's a flat. It's a flat.
But because he's got Pineapple right there, and he'd probably be in contact with Pineapple, I'm giving him a special chance to.
A reflex save, which I didn't do great.
Is that counting the extra +2?
Yeah. Yeah, I added it in.
Okay, yeah, I'll let that count. Because that's, like, I imagine that would give you an extra +2 on your combat maneuver defense. Now, what does that provide you? Does that allow you to stand?
I was like just barely, so like I was at 16, so now I'm at 18.
Gotcha. So you managed to stay on. Does anybody get thrown off?
Yes. Well, I never actually said I hopped on.
Well, either way, the doors slam.
Yeah.
And I'm about to do something mean.
You're gonna split the party.
Oh no!
I'm going to split the party.
I don't have the math!
Me neither. But I remember it's 3 stations.
Yeah,
let's hope they get there as well.
So... and...
If I remember right, this has real life happened to me in Tokyo. Everyone got on the train.
In Tokyo?
Weimar, Teraunce,
yeah, I live there right here.
And join me in the beginner group chat.
Oh no.
Oh wow. That's great.
Well, but you too. Remember you've got message. That was metagaming.
Well.
Could be a mess for recording, isn't it?
A bit, yeah, which is why I'm glad that Teraunce is recording as well as Velmir. So, You guys just got thrown off the train in this crowd of gnomes. Luckily, you actually have a map written down.
Well, it doesn't really matter. We know it's 3 stations, and they're most likely gonna wait for us. They're gonna wait for us. Something's gonna happen. I know it.
Alright, the next train shows up, and you realize you don't understand what the hell this guy is saying. However, you do know that the train is going the other way.
Yeah, so not a chance.
Nope.
Alright. Well, while you guys are waiting for the next train, I'm going to switch back over to the other group. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. And we lost our music source too.
I have it. I'm still technically in the other Roll20, but jukebox is working anyway because no script is done.
Oh, no, the other, the hedgehogs. The hedgehog guy, whatever.
It's not quite elevator music, but you know, music flows.
I'm sorry, I can get the Jeopardy theme song stuck in my head. Well, the final Jeopardy theme.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. Wonder if I can find some royalty-free music to play. Let's see. Let's see. Do do. Do do do.
That's a good time to play some next time, too.
Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, 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 not that folder. Do do. I'm pretty sure I got this song.
Alright guys, I'm back. Alright, so, the next train shows up, and the doors open. You can't hear what they're saying, but sure enough, it is going the way that the last train was.
So let's hop on the train then. After we wait for the gnomes to get off.
Alright, so you wait for these gnomes to get off, and then you guys hop on. And sure enough, you don't get swarmed by gnomes out again. So you guys hop on the train, and you're just hearing a garbled mess of noise. But sure enough, you take this train, and you guys actually fit in a lot better than the rest of the party because you're small stature. So you guys are able to actually, you managed to squeeze your way through the crowd and actually, relatively, you're able to find a spot to sit down. Don, not so much. This train's pretty densely packed. But, the next station comes up, and the doors open, and you hear some garbled gnomish come over the loudspeaker. A bunch of gnomes leave, A bunch of gnomes enter. Would you like to do anything at this stop?
Nope. We're gonna wait for.
What? First stop? What's this?
This is the first stop.
Keeping track of
This is the first stop.
Yeah. So no, we're not gonna leave.
this. Oh, and because you actually wrote down all the names in English, I can actually, or in common, I can move these all to the map layer for you. Because you actually have all these stops written down.
Of course, I don't have the Gnomish names on them, so I can't actually read the signs outside and see if it's actually the one.
But the doors close again. The train seems more crowded now. You're getting like elbows in your gut, and you're hearing a bunch of gnomes shouting at each other. And the train goes on to the next stop, and it stops. And the doors open, and a whole bunch of gnomes.
One more stop, Valmir.
And a whole bunch of gnomes flood in. Door closes. And you guys move on, and I'm gonna switch over to the other group real quick. I'll be right back.
Tell Spencer I'll be back in a bit.
Sure.
Alright, guys. So, the next stop, the train opens its doors.
And we leave. Hopefully
All
not
right.
getting swarmed by gnomes.
You get off, and it is a swarm of gnomes, but you're part of the swarm now. You're one with the swarm. So you get off, and you look around, and you see there's actually a sign that indicated what line colors.
Oh yeah, Teraunce said he's gone for a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, the line colors that you notice here are green, brown, black, and blue.
Success!
Alright, and I'm going to go address some things in the other group because you look around and you don't see anybody taller than you.
Oh dear. I knew this was gonna happen.
I'll be right back.
You back?
Oh.
Bad news.
What?
We arrived and there's nobody told us at the station.
Oh, we arrived at the station. There's no one waiting for us.
I called it.
That's unfortunate. Oh.
Alright guys, you have been sitting at what's clearly the correct station for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's been probably about 20 minutes, and you have not seen the other team.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do?
I try to ask somebody who's been, although they've probably have already taken us. Well, I'm gonna ask for somebody standing here who's cleaning up. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask anyways. No point not to try.
All right, you're just gonna ask a random person. What are you gonna ask?
Unless I'm some kind of attendant or anything, I'm just gonna ask somebody who's clearly been sitting and waiting for the ride or something. It's not like
yeah, you see a gnome kind of leaning up against the wall, reading a book. He seems to be. He doesn't seem to be waiting for anything in particular, but he's just kind of waiting around. And you walk up.
Yeah, sounds good enough. Yeah.
You walk up and chat with him. What do you ask him?
Excuse me. Have you seen a couple of friends of mine? They would have stood out of the crowd, quite literally, in fact. Should have been here a couple of minutes ago.
He looks back at you, kind of confused. He mumbles something in Gnomish to you.
I don't think anyone here. I don't think anyone in here speaks common. Wonder if they speak. I'm gonna ask in Dwarven. Do you speak Dwarven, sir?
He laughs and shrugs his shoulders. So you're trying to mime like.
Yeah,
you're like
at my eyes and raise my hands high.
Okay. All right. Roll me just a diplomacy check, I guess. You can roll it in the other roll 20 if you like.
I try and help with miming.
I haven't rolled anything higher than 10 today, I think.
I'm gonna try and help with the diplomacy as well, with the miming and that sort of stuff.
Right. Yeah, sure. You can both roll diplomacy checks.
You might.
Check does grant a +2 to.
I think it might be best if you tried helping me than the other way around.
What's the diplomacy bonus?
I rolled a 22.
That's a 22 to help him. That's +2 to whatever he rolls.
Yeah, he's got the benefit of luck on his side.
That's still a
You gonna roll, Weimer?
I did.
He rolled in.
You roll it in the other chat? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Yeah. So with that 20, yeah, you're able to mime it, and he like nods with comprehension, but he shrugs his shoulders and shakes his head.
Oh well, I thank him and bow to show it, and walk off to see where the other guys might have gone.
All right. So are you heading out of the station proper?
Well, how many exits are there? Really? If it's just like one,
there's like one big exit out.
Yeah, then that seems like the obvious path.
All right. So you head up there and you start looking around, and you don't see anybody taller than a gnome.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're looking around, I'm going to bring it back to the other group to resolve some stuff. I'll be back.
You know, I think instead of asking for the other guys, I might just ask for the gnome because I've got a picture and that's going to help a lot more than trying to mime every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So maybe they ended up all the way at the whatchamacallit place.
You mean they missed the exit?
The Institute. Yes.
I mean, they would have noticed the colors. They would probably. It's more likely that they either got swept away, or they, you know, I don't know. Could of course be that it's maybe like an express, that was an express train that they had, and it just skipped the station entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody hell, 8% drop chance on a head break. That's not good.
Alright guys, as you guys head out of the station, shortly behind you, like you're looking around, you see no sign of your team.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see Pineapple flying behind you out from the subway station.
I wave at it and try to make myself noticed.
Yeah, Pineapple notices and gestures back down toward the station.
Okay.
And back down we go.
Alright, and you can rejoin the other group now.
Okay.
But there's no way I can tell how this would work.
You guys are all back together now.
Yep.
You guys are all in the Nantown station, from what you can tell.
We survived the metro station. The metro did not defeat us. So, what did you guys get to Nantown immediately, or did you also miss a station?
No, we went to 3 stations.
And got off here.
See, we went through 3 stations, but we ended up at 1 station further.
You must.
I figured it was something like that.
Yeah, you must have accidentally gone one station, missed the station.
But
Or no, it might have just been a speed train, an express train.
That would be a thing that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. But we're here.
yeah, that's the important part. We survived and we're gathered back together.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, congratulations. Now what?
Now we've got to find. All right, any building here looks mad expensive.
Alright, so you guys head on out into Nantown proper, or at least what you assume is called Nantown based on the station. And it looks like, it has kind of the same style as this piece of art on the bottom here. It's just like high vaulted ceilings, but the buildings are all kind of tiny. It's clearly built for small people that are trying to accommodate larger clientele, probably. There's nothing special here. It looks like it's probably mostly residential, but like not fancy residential.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a middle lower class kind of residential area.
Probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, there's a ton of gnomes all over the place.
So even if we don't find somebody who knows the guy, we might find somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Yeah.
But first of all, we need to find someone that's common. Or any other language I can speak, but something that isn't Gnomish. Such a boring language.
It's too boring, that's why you never learned it.
But they do speak mime. I found out they do speak mime.
So I'm actually delighted that you never learned Gnomish because I've been planning this session from the beginning. I was just banking on you having never learned Gnomish.
Yep. Worked out.
There's your fun fact for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, are you, through the power of mine, are you able to ask about where we can find the fancy?
Well, you know what to say. A picture says more than 1,000 words.
That's true. So is here, outside the station, someplace that looks like an information spot?
Not really. I mean, this looks kind of like a gnomish underground neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it looks like a very urban neighborhood, but like it's not like you're gonna find an information kiosk here. This does not look like a place where most of the tourists come. That's what you're getting at.
mm-hmm.
Right.
Wonder if the fancy historic district would be where they'd be then. Maybe that gnomish guy or something like that.
So you do have the guy's name. The guy's name is Teraunce. You know that he likes expensive stuff, and and that he likes to hang out where a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question then. Would a gnomish name be commonized when we learn it, or is his name his name?
His name is just his name. Like if you say Teraunce to indicate a gnome, then that's what he's called.
Mm-hmm.
If you say that to a gnome, they'll recognize that.
So we can't just point a picture, say Teraunce, and hope that they get what we mean. Okay.
Uh-huh. That's going to be interesting.
Especially when most people here are quite busy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have trouble just finding someone that is willing to just stop and try to communicate with us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there is a government center.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh, right there. I had completely missed it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think you might nail something there. Yeah, if like he's probably not there, but if there's anything that would be in any position to help us,
Mm-hmm.
that would be the
right place.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So we're taking the train there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hopefully together this time.
Yeah. Hopefully together.
No.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's 4 stops.
All right. So yeah, you guys look for
No, it's 5. No, wait, 4. Sorry. 4.
You guys notice that the sign points that the green and brown trains are actually in a different area altogether of the station. But the signs kind of point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of make your way through some winding tunnels, and you find your way to the platform where the green and brown trains are.
All right.
And they're going back and forth with loud, blaring, grumpy-sounding, muffled gnomes coming over loudspeakers.
Well, are we gonna be able to tell them what direction they're going? Because we can't hear like going State House or going key, you know.
Well, worst case scenario, we just have to go back the other way.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah. At least it doesn't cost us anything other than time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna lose all the time we save going through
Like,
the trees.
first station, we'll probably have also yellow the connection, so we can see that from inside the cabin. Hopefully.
And we also, I think, should probably we know which way we came from, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's well, it's a quarter turn to the right. It's the direction we want the trains to be heading.
I mean, that's just. It's just that,
I mean,
like,
or
that's
quarter
just,
turn to the left.
I mean, this
So
is
that would be a survival check to see if you can figure out that orientation from where you were.
Alright. I have survived. So, why not
So
survival?
since this is just symbolical map, it might as well go like directly south and then make a U-turn somewhere.
Yeah.
It might be weird like that.
Survival is wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, great at that.
Blank.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I know even less.
You you absolutely have no idea. Hey, would you look at that?
The
All right,
one
yeah.
guy I was raised in a city.
Yeah, Velmer, you figure out that this next train is the one heading north.
Okay. So let's get off.
Yep. All right, you hop aboard the train
After waiting for the gnomes to get off.
after waiting for the gnomes to get off. You swarm in with the next group of gnomes getting on. The doors slam shut, and the train takes off. And it is packed in here. You guys are just barely squeezing in.
4 stops.
I wonder if I could crowd surf on top of all the gnomes.
Crush them.
So
There are many, they can hold me, probably.
So, the next stop, sure enough, you can see from the window of the train that there's a sign indicating that there is a yellow line stop from here. And additionally, you notice that the train gets immensely more empty after this stop.
Okay, that makes
Way
sense.
more gnomes leave this train than get on this stop.
Mm-hmm.
Good
We're all
call,
going to the bitter circle.
And the doors close, and you go another stop.
Mm-hmm.
The doors open, gnomes leave, gnomes come on. Doors close. Go to the next stop. Doors open. The gnomes leave.
Leave. Gnomes come back.
The doors close.
Exciting train action.
Go to the next stop.
Ah,
The doors open.
we get off.
Yeah.
You get off with the swarm of gnomes, and the doors close behind you after a smaller swarm of gnomes gets on. And sure enough, you are able to piece together the gnomish writing from the sign and pair it up with the sign for the station as a whole. And you sure enough, are at Government Center.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Let's see if we can find.
Thing
We
here.
have successfully used the subway. We are
Now we are adult.
Alright, so you actually head on out of the metro station.
Mm-hmm.
You head out of the subway station, and there seem to be a bunch of like pseudo-industrial looking buildings. Maybe offices of some sort. It's hard to tell, but there's a lot of big non-residential buildings here. And there's not a ton of people here.
There must be guards here, though, right?
Actually, yeah. You look around a little closer, and you do see some gnomes with fancy swords in sheaths on their hip.
All right, let's try and ask them.
All right, so there's a couple guarding the entrance to one particularly fancy building, and you walk up to one. He addresses you and comments, says, "Oh, hello. What can I help you with?"
Hello. We're looking for information. Unfortunately, we're looking for a gnome, and none of us speak Gnomish, which has made getting around this place interesting.
This guard's partner kind of snickers a little, and they don't kind of glare. Well, yeah. Wait, where are you trying to get to exactly?
We're actually trying to find someone.
Trying to find someone. It better be somebody famous, otherwise we're probably not gonna recognize a name of somebody.
We've got a picture.
Got a picture. All right. Well, let me take a look.
I give it to
Did
him.
you guys actually get a picture of the guy?
I drew a composite sketch with the help of Bickerton.
That's right, you did. Okay. Yeah, you show this guy a picture, and I don't know if it's a gnome I've ever seen.
We also mentioned that. What's his name again?
Ferens.
Ference. Yeah, his name's Ference.
Ferens. I mean, well, okay. So I hang out a lot at the market square. So I mean, there's one of the shopkeepers of one of the more reputable shops. It's been there for ages. And his name's Ferens. I've never seen the guy in person though, but I know that he owns the place.
Alternatively, good sir,
Yeah. Well,
where would we find an obscenely rich socialite?
Obscenely rich socialite. Well, I mean, if that does line up a little bit with Market Square. No, hold on. Market Square is where all the fancy shopping is in town. So, if a man were to be rather on the wealthy side, I wouldn't be surprised if can find him at Market Square. I think that the Market Square might be where you boys need to get to.
Okay, thanks for your help. We'll head over to the Market Square then.
Yeah, very well appreciated.
All right.
That was very helpful.
Thanks for coming. Good luck. Hopefully that helps out.
Yeah.
Well, have a nice day. Have a nice day.
Yep. Have a nice day.
I just saw on the map that there are 2 market streets. One on blue and one on the...
Sweet and yeah.
There are 3 market streets, actually.
Yeah.
One on red, one on brown, and one on...
And one
blue.
eastern market as well, to the west.
So I'm not thinking Market Square.
Yeah, maybe he means just the square.
Oh no, this is done like this on purpose.
Let's go back and ask him for a bit more deep.
Yeah, show him the map you drew of the metro.
Yeah. Gonna ask him which one. Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna walk up to this guy and show him the map and say, where?
Which
And
one?
he goes, I'm sorry, you're not. You fine folks aren't from these parts, are you?
No.
Yeah. No.
No. Okay, so the market streets, ignore those. What you want is it's on the topaz line. I've spoken a lot of common in my life. I'm not very good at reading it. It's this spot right here, and he points to. Oh, I'm trying to make the thing actually.
It's
This one over here on the topaz line.
Oh, the square.
The square. Oh,
Yep.
makes sense.
We saw a lot of gnomes heading over that way as we, getting off the one of the trains heading off onto the yellow line or something.
Absolutely. There's a lot of fine stops there on the topaz line. You boys don't make any trouble here. Okay?
We won't.
No.
Alright. So, we just go on the same train, go the same direction. We
Hey.
change line at
Change like fish.
and it's 2 down from there.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so you guys head back to the station. The doors of the next train open up that's heading the right direction. You hop on, and you go to the next stop. And suspiciously for this stop, nothing is said over the loudspeaker.
It is suspicious.
The doors open up.
Wait, this stop doesn't even have a name either.
A bunch of gnomes rush back in.
No, the next one would be
And
Rockaway
the door
Boulevard.
The next stop comes up. The doors open up. You hear mumbling over the loudspeaker again, and you see outside.
I see.
Yeah, this stop has no name. Is that intentional?
But it has a bunch of rooms.
Nobody on the loudspeaker said anything when you arrived at the stop.
I wonder if it's a private place. I think someone would be rich enough to make that happen.
Maybe.
A bunch of gnomes got off, and a bunch of gnomes got on.
Because it doesn't have a name, but it has a bunch of room. Like, it has the most room.
It's probably semi-private or something, not public.
I think that road says Rockaway Boulevard.
Can I
No, Rockaway Boulevard is this is due to my mislabeling, but the Rockaway Boulevard is for the station to the right of it.
That's the one where we're at now.
Yeah.
The white one.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you look out of your station, your train window, and you see that on this station, there is a red line.
So while we're on the train, I know that
you are packed in this train like sardines. This train is too small for you.
while Vilmer had that understand knowledge, like the rune did not translate.
The runes did not translate.
I want to do an Arcana knowledge check on those.
All right.
They're probably just symbolic.
Let's not take a chance. Whoops, I forgot one. Well, doesn't matter. I crit failed. Look, it's 2 packed.
You have no idea. These don't look like any sort of runes you've seen.
I can't think.
Too much people.
The doors open up. A bunch of gnomes rush out. A bunch of gnomes rush in. The doors close. The train goes to the next stop.
And we get out with the gnomes.
Yeah, it's fish.
Yeah.
So you look out the window and you see that there's a yellow line from here. So doors open up. A bunch of gnomes leave. Supposedly with you guys as well. A bunch of gnomes rush in. Doors close. And you guys are at another station. There's a sign leading you toward down a hallway, indicating that there's a yellow line train that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's head down that way.
All right.
Worst comes to worst, we go to the unmarked stop.
Yeah, I'm curious about that now, but we'll follow our actual lead.
So you head over to the. You have to go through some hallways to go to the yellow line platform. So I'm going to need you guys to roll another survival check to see if you know what direction to go.
I've managed a 12.
Nope.
Hey!
There we go.
I'm pretty sure it's upwards.
So Velmir and Don are like, we have no idea. And Relgo's like, I think it's this way. And Nava's like, no, it's this way. Trust me, it's this way.
I don't know why you would
whatever you
trust
say.
me on this due to my past history, but I swear.
So you guys get on this yellow line train that pulls up, go in the correct direction, as far as you can tell. You hop on with a whole bunch of gnomes and the doors close.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the next station, the doors open, a bunch of gnomes flood out, a bunch of gnomes flood in, and the doors close.
Let's get ready.
And you get to the next station, and the doors open
Oh,
up.
and we get off.
You get off with this flood of gnomes.
Uh-huh.
Alright, this station seems to be very busy.
Uh-huh.
Probably
This
the
place
market
is
square
kind of
makes sense.
So
Wow.
there's just a bunch of people getting off at this station. The train looks vastly more empty when it leaves this spot.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys head out of the station to the?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys head out, and sure enough, you find yourself in this very fancy-looking shopping district. There's very elegant, just buildings everywhere, showing this extravagance of wealth in all these shops.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose it's time to go wandering, try and find Farron's
I'm
shop.
assuming that Richtown has guards.
Yeah, you do see some people that look like they might be policemen. They're dressed in the same uniforms as those guards back in Government Center.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got that same sword in a sheath on their hip.
I suppose we could approach them and ask if they know where Farron's shop is. If they speak common. Yep, that makes sense. So,
That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah. So.
let's...
Alright, sure thing. You walk up to one of the guards, and he looks you up and down and asks you a question in Gnomish.
do you speak common, sir?
Yes, I do speak common. I'm just curious as to what languages you spoke. We don't get many of your type in this area.
No, we have a reason to be down here. Do you know where Farron's shop is?
Farron's. You mean that shopkeeper that's been here for ages? I
Yes.
think he's down at the center of the market. I think his shop is called the Magic something. I don't know.
Is it written in Gnomish or common name?
Oh, I mean, most of the people that come through here are Gnomish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you write?
Could you write down the name for us?
Sure. He scribbles down on your map the word for magic.
Mm-hmm.
So that means magic. I don't remember what exactly a shop name is.
Okay.
Well, it will help.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Thank you for...
Thank you very much.
Sure thing. Don't go causing any trouble now, yeah?
No, we won't.
That's the police motto, apparently.
So you start wandering around, and I want everybody to make me a perception check.
Right?
What perception?
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna give mine out a shot.
So the So this is very easy to spot. So even with your terrible roll, Nava, you still actually notice it. However, Don does not. What you notice is far away on the other side of kind of this central market area, you see somebody else who's very tall, and they happen to be wearing a black cloak and a black hat. His hat is tricorner.
Oh no.
You seem to be holding a map and looking confused.
I am standing still.
Oh, great.
If Don's like moving for anything, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders so he doesn't go anywhere.
Is something wrong?
Quietly, I point towards Mr. Pirate.
with this new perception check, you immediately spot this. Like, this dude's like is 6 feet tall too. So this guy's really tall.
Yeah, it's like
sticking out over this crowd of gnomes. It's not hard to spot him.
And we're not going to be easy to miss either.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
He's got his back turned to you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I nudge everybody just like round the nearest corner or something.
Yeah, that. I'm with you.
Hook your way down an alleyway.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Even the alleyways in this area are pretty nice. They're like pleasant alleyways with like little restaurants with tables outdoors sitting in them.
I mean, the golem's pretty big. I'm just gonna like crouch behind it.
You just put the golem down and crouch behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean.
And I have to stand behind a building, otherwise I can't hide.
You know the hilarious part is if I had have taken an alternate bit, I think there's one I could have picked that I didn't think it would come into play, so I didn't pick it. I wish I had picked it when I gained level 4. It would let you guys all use my stealth modifier.
Very good.
Why did you think that wouldn't be useful?
That actually sounds incredibly useful.
Because I didn't think we'd actually need to stealth.
Because you didn't think. That's incorrect.
Welcome to the team. Oh boy. Alright, so what do we do?
Well, so basically, it had a race, right? Don't want to cause a shitstorm right here in the middle of this town. Sorry, my French. Not French, my Elven.
He seems confused. We kind of know where to go.
Yeah. So,
You think we could go path around him, like, through a couple of alleyways?
That's what I'm thinking.
mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're going to be trying to navigate around these alleyways, also looking for a shop with a sign in Gnomish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I want you guys to make me survival checks in general. Look at this down.
Oh boy.
Yay! I got a 17!
Look,
I actually rolled something that isn't lower than 10.
I actually did well.
Yeah, no, combined, I'm going to say that you guys pretty easily find this shop. It's got the word magic in the name. But it's got another word too, but you can't recognize what it is.
How big is this place?
This place actually looks... it looks like it's a small storefront, but this building is very big and stretches very far back.
Because the second part of my question is it then shaped in a way where we could see the shopkeep through a window or something?
So there are no windows in this building.
Okay.
There's only a door to enter and no windows of any sort.
Alright.
Well, we might as well head in.
I've got a plan. Let me go in first with the golem in front of me. He's gonna recognize that and know we're friends.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna attack us on sight, so I don't think you have to go with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll go.
You go first.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, okay, fine. We'll fall behind then.
Yeah, like, don't follow behind, like, far away. Like, be very close to me, but just to...
So are you holding this golem out in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so you open this door and walk in. And you see a dimly lit shop just full of presumably magic trinkets. I'm going to give you a little bit of an aesthetic look here to the right. It's just shelves just overflowing with all this random magical looking stuff. And you see, you actually see that there's nobody behind the counter at the moment, but the door actually had a little bell on it when you opened it. It rang with a little ding-a-ling, and you hear a voice from the way back shout, "Hold on just a moment, I'll be there."
Okay. Take your time. Yep. Hold.
Are you? I thought everybody else was outside.
No, we came
We followed behind.
Okay, so everybody's inside the shop then.
Should
Yes.
we make sure that somehow pirate doesn't...
Yeah, Ralgo could do that. He's sneaky. And probably has a better perception check than me.
Like, basically, the idea is to make sure it doesn't get here, like, by distracting him.
I don't know. My perception is only 7.
Mine is 0.
Fair point.
But, like, you have the easiest time, like, keeping out of sight is a thing.
Yeah, I'm too big for this place. I can't hide.
Okay, fine. If everyone wants me to...
Ralgil's gonna sit outside and keep watch?
Yep.
Alright, so Ralgil, you stand outside, everybody else walks in.
And there's my stealth check.
Plus, even if he does see Ralgo, all kobolds look the same, probably, to him. You know.
Cool, so, yeah, you climb up on... You climb, like, under the rafters on the roof of this building, or peeking out from that. Like, you're ready to pounce on somebody if they come toward this door. It's pretty rad, actually. He's a ninja. I'm gonna let him be a little rad. You guys walk in, the door closes behind you. You hear this guy shout from the back. And you do hear some rustling from the back, and then you see a rope gnome that looks probably middle-aged walk around the corner. He looks at you, he sees the golem, and he freezes in place.
Turns, I presume?
He looks at you dead in the eye for just a couple of seconds, and then he bolts toward the counter and presses. It sounds like he presses a button from the underside of the counter, and immediately, the wall behind you that you entered from, a big metal plate drops in front of the door, and the walls have big metal plates dropping from them as well, reinforcing them.
Excellent. That means the guy can't get in.
And then he pulls out a wand and points it at you.
I tell him, we are here on behalf of Bakerton.
This gnome is starting to visibly freak out a bit. He's twitching. He's not taking this well. What proof do you have?
The paper. We have a signed paper.
We have a note, yes.
One of you who doesn't hold the golem, bring the paper forward, put it on this table.
Yep,
I have it.
Step forward.
Probably at least intimidating.
He's keeping this wand pointed at you the whole time as you walk up. But you drop the letter off on the table, and he gestures for you to back up. Go on, back up.
Yep.
Actually, while this happens, I mentally ask Hank if he can temporarily change his form back, just visually, to how it used to look before he became a thing.
I'm sorry, boss. I don't think I can do that.
Maybe
Okay.
recognize
But
the energy.
there's a lot of magical energy going on here. It's making it very hard to focus. There's just so much, but I think that one of the artifacts is here.
That's why we came here. Although I don't hear that conversation.
So the gnome swipes the note off the table and swiftly opens it up, reads through it, keeping his wand pointed at you the whole time and looking up occasionally between sentences. And he folds up the piece of paper, and he looks a little calmer now, puts it on the counter and says, "Why are you here? You here for the artifact?"
Among others, we're not the only one. Well, there's somebody after it, and don't freak out again, but he's literally outside, somewhere in town.
Somebody else is coming after the artifact.
Yes.
And he's already killed one of your friends, Samsara.
So Nitri.
Yes,
And that's Doc, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
he kinda died a couple of weeks ago.
I promised that I would bring Doc to you to see if you could bring him back to life.
A grimace spreads across his face, and you see a couple of teardrops drip from his left eye and puts his wand away and says, "This is not how I wish to have today go."
And
If
of course,
somebody else-
I'm locked out.
if there's somebody else who's dangerous coming after this, then you all need to come with me now.
But, yeah, just lead away.
Don't forget me.
No, you're.
Let's forget him.
No, I'm outside. I'm outside the door. Remember.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you probably can't hear us. Hey, but I do actually point out that we have another player don't watch outside.
Didn't plan to say that it was like sitting on the rafters, ready to pounce on anybody coming in. So like, actually inside.
No, he's like where the rafters would be if they can. He's hanging. The roof kind of hangs out over the side of the building.
Oh,
he's
right.
hanging on the underside of that. So rafters was the wrong word, but so he's hanging on the inside, like
roof. Yeah.
yeah. The gable, I think, is. It depends on the architecture. I'm not an architect. Anyways, if that has been clear from all of the dungeons I've designed. So, you guys follow him back, and this shop just keeps going back. There's tons of offices and stuff. One very big door at the end of this hallway.
I did point out to him that we had another friend outside taking.
But that he is serving as lookout. I'm gonna precise that. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna need to. All right, let's head back. So he leads you back to the main door, and he crawls under the counter and is tinkering or something. He says, "This will be a few minutes."
Okay.
You guys are just stuck in this shop full of random magical crap. And sure enough, after a few minutes pass, you hear a click come from under the desk. The gnome pops up, and the barricades lift up from the walls of the door.
Alright, since Ragel doesn't know what's happening, I'm gonna rush to the door. I'm gonna quickly open it and just tell Ragel to get in quick.
And I do so.
Alright.
You drop down and land in a 3-point superhero landing and hop inside.
Hard to wait.
Like, is there anybody else?
No.
Alright. And he hits the button again, and the barricades come down again. It says, "Alright, follow me."
Okay.
Well, technically, but never mind.
No, she does not exist.
No.
Don't you play that game with me.
That crazy ranger who's...
This is not the time.
There's a crazy...
Let's go.
Let's go. Yep.
Our stalker is safely outside. We don't need to be afraid of her.
So you go all the way back down the hallway, and there's a big door at the end of the hallway, and it's got what looks like some sort of symbol on like some sort of rectangle on the door, which has a hand on it, and he puts his hand up to it, and you hear a beep, and this door lifts up, and this room behind it, it looks like it's a fairly big room with like a couple of big control panels just covered in buttons, and in the center is what looks like this like dome thing. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is, but it's the size of like a large tent.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "All right, get in," and he pokes a button on the control panel, and this dome opens up, and there's some seats on the inside.
Well, let's get in.
Let's get in the TARDIS.
And he says, "Wait here just a moment." He leaves the door open, and then runs back toward the shop, and then comes back with what I would describe to people outside of this universe as an easy bake oven under his arm. And Hank says, "I think that's it. I can feel it very strongly now. I think that's the artifact."
Thanks, Hank. We knew he was going to get it.
I'm helping.
I stay silent.
And next up, this gnome tosses the easy bake oven looking thing into the pod, and clatters on the floor. doesn't take any damage. It's fancy and magic. And then he pokes a few buttons on one of the control consoles, closes the big door behind him, and then he hops in the capsule with you.
Mm-hmm.
The door closes.
Actually, Velma, ask Hank if he noticed the hammer and the staff with the wizards when we saw him.
Ooh. That's a good point. Yeah, I think that, Hank, that before we came here, while we still at the marketplace, if we could dance to our other autumn.
I did sense them. I figured that you guys knew he had them.
Yeah, we did.
So he didn't hide anywhere.
Yeah, but that
Like
doesn't
we did.
mean he still have them on him, on his person.
He's not like us and stash them somewhere safe instead. Silly captain.
Now Farron's looks at you all and says, "All right, hold on to your butts." And you hear, you see a bright red light flashing in this dome,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear what you can only describe as some sort of siren, and it feels like the floor drops out from under you, but the floor is clearly there. You're
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure this capsule that you're in just plummeted, and it's still falling. It falls for a little bit of time before it lands with a thud on something. And
Good
the way
timing, you fear.
the way that things are rocking, you're guessing that it's now on water.
Oh.
Farron's pokes the wall, and another control panel pops out.
We're on a boat.
He pokes a few buttons, and the walls of this dome around you go clear, and you can see outside. And you see that you're in a big underground reservoir of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And then he pokes another button, and this capsule starts dropping through the water. So this capsule is plummeting down the water so far, and it's going through this ravine and these underground streams and rivers. And it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually,
Someone was prepared.
he pokes another button, and you see just through all the darkness in this very deep underwater ravine, you see this big bright beacon of light shining off way down, way deep. And this is probably after like 30 minutes of travel. He's just white knuckle tense.
Mm-hmm.
And this bright light is getting closer and closer. It appears that you're getting closer toward that. That seems to be.
Don't head towards the light.
And what you see is what looks like an even bigger dome.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just a big dome. This is a huge dome.
It's a thunderdome.
This looks like a small underwater city.
Mm-hmm.
And you're approaching it very quickly. And we'll resolve what happens next time.
Man.
Cliffhanger.
Is this all you had planned?
I could go a little further, but I think that now's a good place to stop. Although you guys did skip, you guys went right to the heart of things with Farron's. I expected you to kind of investigate a little more.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just I had some very funny things in his shop.
Oh.
You'll find out talking to him. I'm not like this isn't a spoiler. That his shop was full of useless magical items
Oh.
that he basically used to make it harder to detect the artifact.
Uh-huh.
Oh, just to flood the area with magic damage.
Yeah. So I've got some very silly, shitty magic items that I
It's kind
have.
of a shame because I purposefully wanted to bring the robot first so that we would get straight to the point.
I mean, hey, it worked. You succeeded. No, I also expected you guys to figure out where you're trying to go before you left on the subway, which would have meant that there would have been a longer period of time where you guys were separated. But well, you guys did end up working out well, anyways.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed today's session.
It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of fun planning this.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some fun stuff planned for Farron's Underwater City.
Oh. What I think you're also planning on us getting off with the unmarked stop.
Actually, so I can tell you now, each of those runes is just Each of them represents either surface access, free parking, or handicap accessible.
Oh man.
I actually figured it was something like that, except for the parking. I didn't.
I
think
So
put
the
many
empty
layers
one
of red
is just
herrings.
that it basically leads straight up, basically. The one that's nameless.
The one that's nameless, I just decided to put all the runes on there because it was funny that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just put a lot of red herrings here intentionally. I hope that you guys had fun
Including
with the
the
section
market streets, right?
there's 3 market streets intentionally.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that you'd ask somebody like, oh, hey, where would this guy be? And they'd be like, oh, popular place, check out Market Square. And then you guys wouldn't pay too much attention when you hopped on the train. You did, and then you might have been able to figure out where you were trying to go before even hopping on the train, and that meant that you would have had a longer distance that you were trying to travel separated.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the stops, you just miscounted.
Really?
You did, yeah.
I think-
Because the first stop was State, when everybody got off, and then you put your golem down. Everybody got back on, and then the next stop was where you guys
Oh, I
fell down.
didn't-
Why did he get off?
I didn't
You guys
count
waited
that as
one
a
more.
stop, I guess.
Oh.
Why did you get
A
off?
stupid gnome. Just
Yeah.
thinking of
Okay, so what you guys missed is that I put the golem on the seat because the seat freed up. Then I had a bit of a tussle with an old gnome being a jerk,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, he was very displeased with that.
we both fell, and I guess we just missed the stop that way. Well, I'm happy to happen.
No, that was super fun. Yeah, so the name of this session, by the way, is the Gnomish Subway Fiasco. My friends ran ran one of my parties through something similar. I just added the more overload of information with full stop names, and also actually splitting up the party a little bit.
This is pretty rad though, because we have the ability to split the party in a way that's not complicated.
Yeah, so I just had to prepare this ahead of time and make sure that the map was the same across both. That's why one of the stops wasn't named by mistake. It's just I forgot to copy one.
So yeah, this was the guy from the one of the first sessions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what I saw.
Yeah, the pirate necromancer's right hand. So
I didn't know he had a right hand.
no, it's Drydan is his name.
Oh.
Which you guys got told at one point, I swear.
Yeah, I was wondering, but if in character we knew his name.
I think you do. I think it came up.
From whom?
Maybe he
It was in
declared
his-
it while you guys were chasing him, maybe?
Actually, maybe you didn't know his name. Anyway, his name's Drydan.
Mm-hmm.
It was in his spellbook, I think.
Yeah, right. His
That's
spells were-
right. It said property of Drydan. That was it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. So, any other questions before I call it?
How
Yes.
is Horikawa going to join that?
Yes.
That is a very difficult question that I need to answer.
She's gonna crash through the dome somehow.
I'll figure out something.
No,
I
she's
don't
gonna
wanna
have her
just
home
I
completely
think-
different adventure.
I think she's going to have a completely different adventure and then infiltrate into the dome somehow.
Well, like, even if we only joined up post-dome, I think that's fine. Because her relationship to the group is already kind of nebulous and adversarial. Yeah. But to me, it makes sense that she'd be doing her own thing, and at a later point we come by, but I'm aware that's, like, a lot of more work.
I'll think of something.
Find out more in the next episodes of The Misadventures of Colleen Drake Sheen.
Anyway, one thing I can say for sure is you guys are all level 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yelling at gnomes got you another level.
It's too bad that the SRD might be to access.
I mean, I've been accessing it earlier today, and it looks like it's probably fine.
Yeah, it's probably not being one of the targeted ones, but just, make sure.
And hey, I managed to actually come for a session.
I suspect
Ironically, it
that,
wasn't one of my own.
I suspect that if the SRD is actually hacked, that it'll probably be fixed by tomorrow. So feel free to just get me your character sheets.
Alright.
Updated.
I'll try to remember it, because I'm used to doing that immediately after I remember, but I'll...
Yeah, I think that the SRD's fine, but if you just want to play it safe, I don't blame you.
It just went it's live for me.
Yeah, but...
It's not a matter
yeah,
of it being live. It was hacked, potentially, and might have malware in it, so just be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I heard about that, and I wasn't accessing Roll20 because of that.
It's not roll 20.
Yeah,
but,
roll 20 is fine.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh.
yeah, just get me your character sheets upgraded when you get the chance, and I'll chat with you guys next time.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Me too. Bye.
Mhm.
See ya.
Bye.
How was that last Dungeon World session without me?
Oh, it was great. We killed a Dracolich.
You did kill the Dracolich.
You missed out on a lot of kind of interesting loot.
I don't mind. I already have an idea of what Dreywalker was doing.
Well, in canon, you said you just kind of vanished into the void like you do. But we'll see.
I'll tell you about it a bit later.
Alright, well.
But yeah. Yeah, you can. That's pretty much what it was.
Well,
Gonna get ready for dinner, so later, y'all.
Later,
Bye.
I'm gonna play the Switch that I've rarely played, so yeah. See y'all.
yep. See ya.
Ah.
Recording's going down in 3, 2, 1.